Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil, and I thought, you know what, since I don't really want to get any more 4Ks anymore, I thought I'd show you my complete DVD slash Blu-ray slash 4K collection. My shelf used to be over there, that side but of the room, but now my room completely changed. So yeah, but anyway, you guys are probably interested in what I have to show. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now, how it's organized is the stuff on the shelf, which by the way, I made the shelf back in high school for project, and all this stuff at the top, I'm either A giving away, B there's duplicates actually on the shelf. In other words, like um replicas or whatever. It's repeated basically with stuff on the shelf, or and or C, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. So yeah. So let's start. First up, we have pretty much almost all nine Skywalker Saga films except for Rise of Skywalker, but there's Disney Plus now, so there's that. Thank God for streaming it, right? My favorite's actually Force Awakens and Last Jedi. I know I'm a millennial kid. I was born 2000, so deal with that. But I really do like those two movies. Rise of Skywalker is my least favorite, like everyone else, but I still do enjoy it. This is my absolute favorite Star Wars film, though. I really do like to watch that. I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna get hate. I know. Hanuman, that's a 2005 Indian animated movie that is in English because I don't speak any of the Indian languages. Um, Harry Potter, we'll get to it when you get to it. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, complete season 1 across 4 volumes, complete season 2, and complete season 3. Star Wars: The Clone Wars I have not watched in a long time, so I don't really have much to say about that. This is the complete 80s Transformers series. I don't even know why I have this still. I might sell it, but I only did ever get to watch the first couple of episodes, unfortunately. So yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man might sell this too. I remember this coming in a box set. And this is just a complete season 1, like Clone Wars. It's across 4 volumes. Iron Man, Armored Adventures, season 1, volume 1, and the complete season 2. Again, might sell that as well. Then we have Man of Steel, not in 3D, even though it says it is. Some of this stuff is from Malaysia, that's why doesn't look 100% legit, but anyway, I have seen it. The DCU gets so much hate even though it shouldn't, but I actually really do like Man of Steel. So yeah. Then we have The Simpsons season 1 and 2 complete. Disney Plus, again, thank God for streaming, has all the Simpsons seasons. Fun fact, my friend I was talking to a couple days ago actually said he had seen every episode, and I'm like, how did you have the time to watch it? So yeah, but anyway, yeah, Simpsons. God bless anyone who actually watched all the episodes of Simpsons. That's like crazy. And I'm watching One Piece. That's like crazy as well. Now I'm just gonna quickly take this out so you guys can see what this is. Again, some of these from Malaysia. If not all these are Ben 10 Alien Force Volume 7, Alien Force Volume 8, Ultimate Alien, The Wild Truth, Tomorrowland, Jurassic World, The Martian, and San Andreas. San Andreas is probably my least favorite out of these 4, Martian being my favorite, but I also do really like Jurassic World, and I also quite enjoy Tomorrowland as well. If I were to recommend a movie or two from those 4, I would probably recommend either The Martian, just because it's Ridley Scott, or I would also recommend Tomorrowland. It's a fun little George Clooney sci-fi film. Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, we'll get to it when we get to it. Walking with Dinosaurs, not in 3D, even though it says it is. Pretty fun little dinosaur film. Jungle Book, the live-action Disney remake by Jon Favreau. I actually prefer The Lion King, and that's currently my favorite live-action remake. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says, but I also do really like that. Tintin, we'll get to it when we get to it. The Lion King and Lion King 2. Used to have the third one or 1.5, whatever it's called, but Disney Plus happened, so no reason to get that and watch that now. Lion King's my favorite Disney movie, by the way. The sequel's also not that bad too, from what I do remember. Pinocchio, Nostalgia, the second, is it the second? Yeah, the second Disney animated film ever made. And then we have Shark Tale. I barely remember what happens in that movie. Kung Fu Panda, and this is Kung Fu Panda 2. I actually prefer 2 over 1, which I know is kind of a rare, unpopular opinion, but still. Also, I have not seen the third one. Alright, now let's move on to the shelf. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the shelf, or shelves I would say. How it's divided is at the top we have kind of like fantasy, just epic slash superior animated stuff, continuing on to the second shelf, and then we have 4Ks, and then just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So let's just jump right into this. Hopefully it's not super long. I don't expect this to go on for more than half an hour. It might go on for more than 20 minutes, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean 4 movie collection. As you can see, all 4 Pirates movies there. Curse Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, at World's End, and On Stranger Tides. I have seen the 5th one. I saw in theaters, and I thought it was decent. But for me, those first 3 are a lot of fun. And it's one of my top 10 favorite movie franchises because Jack Sparrow alone carries those movies. The Hobbit, 3D, Extended Edition, motion picture trilogy collection. This is all 3 Hobbit films, extended form and in 3D on Blu-ray. Really good stuff. I actually find those movies quite underrated. And then we have obviously one of the greatest trilogies ever made, Lord of the Rings. I probably should rewatch those movies before the new Amazon series comes out because I did see that trailer or that little teaser announcing the title. What's it called? The Rings of Power, right? Yeah. Or is it Ring or Rings? I think it's the Rings of Power. But anyway, looks cool. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I probably should, but they're very long movies, especially the extended editions. But I really do like those because the fantasy genre is actually my favorite genre in general of all time. Speaking of fantasy, Harry Potter, we'll get to this again, but this is the Ultimate Edition, just the first movie. The main reason why I wanted these Ultimate Editions is just to get the creating the world of Harry Potter documentary series. But we'll talk about that when we get to Harry Potter in the second shelf. The Fantastic Films of Ray Harryhausen, Seven Voyage of Sinbad, The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and Jason and the Argonauts. All fun, little cheesy classic fantasy movies from the 50s, 60s, going into 70s, whatever, I would say. My favorites actually Seven Voyage of Sinbad and Jason and the Argonauts. I think those are just prime examples of how you make a classic fantasy film. The other 2 Sinbad films aren't that bad, but they go a little bit too far. Sometimes a little bit too cheesy, I would say. But those are fun movies. I would definitely recommend Jason the Argonauts and Seven Voyage of Sinbad. Also, haven't seen those movies in a while, and I probably should one day. Oz the Great and Powerful, very underrated. I'll probably give this like a 7 out of 10, not an 8, but 7. I think this is a really fun and enjoyable fantasy film. Also, not many people might know this. It's directed by Sam Raimi, and yes, Multiverse of Madness looks great, I would say, and he's directing that. And of course, the Spider-Man trilogy, which I don't have here, but it's in the garage. We own it. Garage, whatever you want to call it. Exodus, Gods and Kings. This is kind of an epic film. Yes, it's from Ridley Scott, as you can see, the director of Gladiator. Fun fact, last night I watched American Gangster for the first time on Netflix, and I really enjoyed that. Ridley Scott's one of those directors that maybe the more I see, the more I really like from him. Anyway, Alien and Blade Runner are great, but I like his other types of films as well. Like, this is a very underrated film, a very overly hated film. My friend thought it was okay when he came over and saw this because he's Christian. It kind of relates to him more. He's, I would say, somewhat of a spiritual person. I don't know. I mean, he goes to church, so there's that. But hey, I'm not Christian. I actually like that. And fun fact, Prince of Egypt is one of my top 30 favorite movies of all time, I would say. Iron Man, Rise of Technical, going into the superhero animation stuff now. This is definitely a film that, if you like anime, you'd probably like it. I barely remember this movie, so yeah. Another anime Marvel film, Avengers Confidential, Black Widow and Punisher. Haven't even seen this, actually. And then starting off some DC animated stuff, we have Superman Unbound. This is quite cool, I guess. Got Supergirl, Brainiac's the main villain. And then most of the new 52 DC animated stuff. Justice League War, a lot of fun. Son of Batman, also a lot of fun. Throne of Atlantis, this one's kind of meh because it's very rushed and very short, but still great to see Aquaman, again, however you pronounce it. Batman vs. Robin, this is really good. Got the Court of Owls in there. Batman Bad Blood, very short again, like the Throne of Atlantis one. But it's good to see a lot of Bat Family characters. Have not seen this, Justice League vs. Teen Titans. But I have seen this. Actually, it's someone's house on Netflix. So I don't even know why I have some of these, but on DVD. Justice League Dark. Thought it was quite cool. Second shelf now. Some more DC animated stuff. We have the 90s Superman show. Again, like some of the shows I showed you above, like Transformers and all that. Only seen the first couple of episodes. I do have Batman though, but that's with my Batman stuff. The 90s show, that is. Earth's Mightiest Heroes is on Disney Plus, so I might sell these. I have season 2 in its complete form, across 3 discs, and just 1/3 of the first season. So yeah, I used to have the whole show though, but now Disney Plus happened, so we don't really need those. X-Men, also on Disney Plus. We got the first, second, which is great. Obviously, X-Men was kind of meh. First class, I think, is a little overrated, but still good. Wolverine, a lot of fun. And then starting on to the 4Ks, we have probably my personal favorites. We have Days of Future Past and Logan, one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time. Love Logan, it's amazing. Then we have some trilogies. We have The Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, which is actually my favorite out of the three, and my least favorite, The Death Cure. Yeah, I think the Maze Runner trilogy is quite underrated. I feel more people should watch those. They're quite fun, especially the first two, I would say. Then we have J.J. Abrams' Star Trek trilogy, Star Trek Into Darkness, which, like the Maze Runner trilogy, is my favorite, being with the second one being my favorite. And again, like the Maze Runner trilogy, the last one is my least favorite, Star Trek Beyond. Sometimes that doesn't really happen. Usually the third one is my favorite, like the Pirate trilogy, like at World's End, Hobbit, or the Rings as well. And yeah. Then we have Everest. This is a great little film. Definitely not little, because it has a great cast. And I do definitely highly recommend watching this movie whenever you get time. It's a lot of fun, and I did see this in theaters when it came out back in 2015 with my dad, and I saw it in 3D, and it was great. Yeah, this is a great film. Extreme Adventure Collection, Tornado Alley, Grand Canyon Adventure, Rivet Race, and Hidden Universe. The only reason why I got this is just to see like how good it looked on 4K, and it was great. There's one for animals, but now I'm like debating on not getting it. So yeah. Then we have Deepwater Horizon, which is also a pretty great film. Not as long as Everest, though. It's quite short actually. So yeah. Anyway, now we have probably my favorite movie franchise of all time. If someone were to ask me what's my favorite franchise, I wouldn't say Star Wars or even the MCU. I'll say this, the Harry Potter franchise. This is my franchise. This is the reason why I love overarching stories and great storytelling. It's because of this franchise. I love the MCU. Like, Avengers is actually my favorite movie of all time, and I've mentioned this before, I would say, but anyway, regardless, this is my favorite franchise. I don't care what anyone says. I freaking love these movies. Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prison of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and my two favorites actually, Death Wars Part 1, and what's currently still my second favorite movie of all time, Deathly Hallows Part 2. I absolutely love those movies, especially the last two. Yeah, that franchise never gets old. Speaking of franchises that never gets old, we have, oh god, I'll move that thing away. Whatever. We have the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. A great trilogy, my favorite trilogy of all time, and Inception. No one's my favorite director of all time, I should say, as if that's not already clear with just those 4 movies alone. Then we have another one of my favorite franchises and trilogies, with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes being my favorite, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, great stuff. Then we have some more sci-fi films. We have Alien, and we have Predator, and that's it for sci-fi. But that now goes into the action genre, because it kind of leads into it with Predator, I would say. Sci-fi action. So yeah, I guess that's a perfect segue. Alien is amazing. It's like a great film, and Predator is quite fun too, I would say. Baby Driver, one of my top 10 favorite movies currently of all time. Then we have the Bourne films, Bourne Identity, Supremacy, Ultimatum, being my favorite like everyone else, and Jason Bourne being my least favorite, also probably like everyone else. I have not seen Bourne Legacy because it doesn't have Matt Damon. Matt Damon. God, what is that pronunciation of his last name? But anyway, it doesn't have Matt Damon in it. So yeah, God, I'll move on now. So it's very weird. The Bourne films are fun. Like I said, Ultimatum is my favorite. Then we go on to the James Bond films, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. Fun fact, I've only seen Casino Royale and Skyfall, so I should probably watch the other two. That's why I have not seen No Time to Die. Then we have my 5th favorite franchise of all time, and that's the Mission Impossible franchise, all on 4K, all 6 movies, and Rogue Nation and Fallout are my absolute favorites. Then the last shelf, just very quickly wrapping it up, we have just a bunch of random miscellaneous stuff. We have all of Stargate Sg1. I showed this, remember, if you guys have seen it in 2020 when I was talking about Flash and Green Lantern. In the same video, I said I bought like two big kind of TV shows and all that, and I showed you those. But anyway, I'm currently up to season 5, so yeah, it's taken me a while. I probably should get back to it, but I want to finish One Piece season 6 first. So yeah, but anyway, it's like, what's the point of buying all these DVDs when you're not gonna watch them? But last year I did see the first 4 seasons and did have a good time watching them. So yeah, but it's a very long show. That's the only issue. Stargate Atlantis cannot get to it because I've not seen the original series, because I do know they kind of tie into each other. And Jason Momoa is in that, so that's kind of funny. Atlantis, Aquaman, what do you know? Then we have some Studio Ghibli films. We have House Moving Castle, The Wind Rises, and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, which is probably my favorite out of these three. It's a beautiful looking movie and really great stuff. And yeah, Ghibli's awesome, and I love Miyazaki. Another anime film that's not Ghibli, Wolf Children. If you have not seen this, watch it. This is amazing. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes on Blu-ray before I got it on 4K. The Breakfast Club, my third favorite film of all time. Love it. Tintin, one of my favorite animated movies of all time, on 3D Blu-ray, as is The Life of Pi. Also, not The Life of Pi, but just The Life of Pi on 3D Blu-ray. Not one of my favorite movies, but still awesome. Tron Legacy, I wish I had this in 3D. Tintin, Tron Legacy, and Life of Pi apparently are like some of the best movies to watch in 3D. But sadly, I couldn't find Tron Legacy in 3D, so yeah. And then we have the Scream films on Blu-ray, a lot of fun. And finally, we have Aliens. So yeah. And there you have it, guys. That is my complete Blu-ray / 4K collection. Nothing else to say here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Akio, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.